What else is part of the tradition? To sleep with the stripper, to touch the stripper, to let the stripper do a job on you? What is part of the tradition?
No, that's not what happens.
Jasmine is still furious about Gino's bachelor party. She's struggling to get over the fact that he hid it from her. I'm his fiancé. We're about to get married. Why is he hiding things from me? She asks. So, Gino, tell us, why are you hiding things from her?
Yeah, I probably should have been more upfront with her, but she terrifies me. I'll tell you what.
There we go. So that's the truth. Gino is living in fear of Jasmine blowing up at any second. Can you blame him? So when we last saw these two, Jasmine had just confronted Gino about his bachelor party. And while strip club bachelor parties is hardly uncommon, what isn't normal, what's not healthy, is hiding it, keeping it from your fiancé.
There is a lot of tension between Gino and I after our argument about his bachelor party and he going to a strip club. Since we live in the same place now, we are just ignoring each other.
Now, while Jasmine is angry about the strip club, mostly she's mad that Gino lied about going in the first place. She's giving him the cold shoulder because he just doesn't seem to understand what he's done wrong. In fact, he had to go and see his cousin Dana to try and get some clarity on the situation.
You understand it's not about the bachelor party, though. From her point of view, she would have loved just for you to be honest with her.
Exactly. Dana gets it. Why is this so difficult for Gino to comprehend? It's weird because this isn't the first time that Gino's actually been told this. Jasmine made it very clear why she was angry before she lost her temper.
You didn't tell me. You have a bachelor's party. And I get it. Because I had one, it's fair, you had one. But why didn't you tell me?
But, for some reason, it takes Dana having to say it before Gino begins to understand.
Yeah, I probably should have been more upfront with her, but she terrifies me. I'll tell you what. I should have been upfront with you.
Gino finally apologises for lying to Jasmine, but now we know the truth. He's absolutely terrified of her. In fact, he's so scared of his fiancée that he'd rather hide bad news than confront her, and that does not bode well for a happy marriage. Now, unfortunately, Gino's fear is still preventing him from being totally honest and transparent with Jasmine. She still suspects that he's hiding something, so her interrogation ramps up a gear.
What else is part of the tradition? To sleep with the stripper, to touch the stripper, to let the stripper do a job on you? What is part of the tradition?
No, that's not what happens.
Okay, maybe she's more mad about the strip club aspect of this than she originally let on. But we know that Jasmine has huge jealousy issues, so that, combined with the fact that she doesn't actually know what happened at the strip club, must be driving her insane. Her mind is wandering, and it's wandering to the worst possible scenario. But if she wants this relationship to work, Jasmine's gonna have to learn to let things go. And that's exactly what Gino's desperate for too.
I want you to be happy and excited about this relationship and that we're gonna get married.
So Gino reinforces to Jasmine that he loves her, he's never cheated on her and he never will, he says. And the pair eventually make up with a hug. But while Jasmine's found it in her heart to forgive Gino, I'm still debating if I forgive this hat, sweater and denim combo that he's got going on. What is this look, Gino? Now, to lift the mood and to get Jasmine in the American spirit, Gino decides to take her out for some bowling. But Jasmine's first impressions aren't exactly great. You see, the bowling alley stinks.
It smells like shoes, like, like farts, like sweat. It's like, this smelling here is like, wow, it hit me.
Now, despite the horrible smell and the horrifying amounts of fast food that Gino orders, Jasmine actually begins to enjoy herself. She gets in the spirit of the game, and she does quite well, despite her strange bowling technique. Her competitive spirit is coming out, and it's actually nice to see these two have some fun together, which I never thought was possible.
So I've been thinking, things have been pretty crazy between us lately, and I think a vacation would do us really good.
What? Vacation? Huh? Like the timing here seems very odd. He's unemployed, she's just arrived, they're stressed about money, but hey, let's go on vacation. It comes across a bit like a bribe or like positive reinforcement, a reward for her acting the way he wants her to. You've forgiven me for the bachelor party, so now I'll reward you with something nice.
I want to take you somewhere fun and exciting. Where is a fun, exciting place in the United States?
Hawaii?
Maybe something like Miami.
Gino really set himself up for failure with that one, didn't he? Like, of course she's gonna guess the most expensive place to go. Naturally. But while Miami wasn't top of her list, a vacation is a vacation. She's not gonna pass it up. In fact, she seems thrilled with this, and she now wants to reward Gino for his behaviour. She wants him to know she's really happy with him right now.
Baby, I love you. This is what I refer when I talk about love language. This is my love language. Vacation, traveling.
Money is your love language.
Is it possible to respect and disrespect something at the same time? Because that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. It's horrendous that Jasmine's so openly money hungry. But Gino knows this, and he's convinced himself he loves her anyway. He openly acknowledges that one of the reasons Jasmine stays with him is money, and he's okay with that. So you can't help but respect this arrangement that they've got going on. So off they go on a romantic getaway to Miami. And crucially, the most important thing about Miami is that the weather is not like Michigan.
Bye, Michigan. Woo!
Baby, does it feel like Panama?
Oh my gosh. I want to take this off. I'm so happy.
She really wants to make her point here, doesn't she? Jasmine strips down whilst at the airport to soak in as much vitamin D as she possibly can. But it doesn't stop there, because to make sure he's really understood how much the weather affects her, as they leave the airport, she sheds a few tears of joy. So why is this? Why the emotion?
I'm crying, baby, but this is happiness.
Well, when they get into a taxi with a Spanish-speaking driver, it starts to become clear that Jasmine is getting very homesick.
Extraño mucho hablar en español. Este gringo de no habla nada en español y en 3 años no se ha preocupado por aprender nada.
Look, I understand that she misses speaking Spanish, but this comes across as so disrespectful. Gino's just shelled out for a vacation, and the first thing she does to the first person she meets is bitch about him while he's sat next to her. Now, should Gino be making more of an effort to learn Spanish, especially if Jasmine's kids will be coming to live with them? Well, yes, but either way, you can literally see Jasmine's eyes light up when she learns that most of Miami actually speak Spanish.
I feel like Miami is the place where I belong here in the United States. It's like living the American dream in a Latin American way.
Jasmine hasn't exactly hidden her hatred for Michigan, so does she now see a future for herself in Miami? I think we can all see what's about to happen, can't we? She's eventually, inevitably, gonna use the argument that seeing as she's had to leave her friend's family and home for Gino, he should do the same for her. But for now, even though Jasmine seems to have fallen hard and fast for Miami, after they check into their hotel, she realises that that love is bittersweet.
I am so happy to be here, but at the same time, it just constantly reminds me of how much I miss Panama and my family and everything back there.
Jasmine goes on to tell Gino that when she told her son Juanse that she was going to Miami, the poor little boy got really excited that geographically his mum would be closer to him. And that, she says, broke her heart. It's yet again reminded her of the potential long-term impact this distance from her sons will have on them. As someone with abandonment issues herself, she's really worried that she'll end up traumatising her kids in the same way that she's been left traumatised when her dad walked out on her when she was a kid.
I know that he's struggling because he wrote a letter. He wrote in the letter like how much he missed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that really worries me.
In this letter, Jasmine reveals that Juanse told her that he was sad without her. Apparently, he's very attached to his mum, and this period of time apart has been very hard on him. So now, Jasmine turns to Gino and she asks him to promise that bringing her children over will be a priority.
Yeah, the plan has always been to bring your children here as soon as we possibly could. We should start looking into it now.
Yeah, you definitely should. In fact, how have you not already started looking into it? That's kind of crazy. Like, all Jasmine's done since arriving is talk about how much she misses her kids. So, are we now being told that they haven't even looked into what they need to do to bring them over? I don't know if I believe that. Surely that can't be right. I think the real question is, if and when the kids do come to America, will this be a healthy home environment for them? How will the constant fights between Gino and their mum affect them? And how will the fact that Gino can't speak Spanish affect things?
Hola! How are you doing?
Speak to him in Spanish. Pórtate bien.
Huh?
Pórtate bien.
Portate.
Bien.
Bien.
Look, it's all fun and games. It's entertaining to watch Gino and Jasmine try and make this turbulent relationship work. But when you throw innocent children into the mix, then this is no longer a game. With all the lies, with all the fights, with all the screaming, is coming to live in the States really what's best for the children? And when Jasmine realises that the answer might be no, will she still stick around herself for the bowling, the fast food and the cold weather?